Welcome to episode 2 of my live poetry therapy sessions. I'm here with Ekaterina and we're going to go on a journey. We met a few weeks ago and we talked about a prompt that has to do with trees. So we're going to follow the concept of trees and see where we go. I want to say that this session is half in English and half in Cypriot, which I love personally because I think it's a very Cypriot thing. And there's going to be a lot of time where we are not talking and we are just writing. So you can also write along with us. You can take your notebook and use the prompts that we are giving you or any other kind of inspiration to spend that time contained by us to do your own writing and see where you go. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. See you there. Let's go. Okay, so tell me a bit about trees and what you're thinking about.
I'm not thinking much about it. It's more like this magnet towards the trees, and that is like it's like a repeating magnet. It's like I drive and I'm like a tree on a tree tour. That's a nice one. It's like that's my highlights of driving.
I see. Where do you think that comes from? This magnet.
I think growing up, I had my olive tree. It was like my tree where I would just be there all the time. Had a little house underneath, and I would climb up. And climbing up, I remember noticing how it had this like boobs like trunk thing. And it's like places for me to hold and climb. So it was like this home feeling. It's like a homey thing that I can play around, and it like holds things. It's like could call it like a gate, like an unseen gate that's going down, and it's like there's secrets there. There's like
there are secrets there. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's secrets there. It's like, but you only get them if you sit there present enough or long enough or curious enough.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is. Could be.
It's very nice. That's a portal. That's a doorway we could go
Yeah,
through.
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
A portal.
We could go through that door with poetry. I wanted to ask you something else, because when we talked in the beginning, you said something about a specific tree. Is that still something that you would like to focus on, a specific tree?
Yeah, it came up, that one, because I tried to narrow it to an individual, so that I was like, okay, if I were to narrow it, then that would be the one. Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that one.
Which one was it?
Το κυπαρίσι του φράγκου.
Okay.
Just like the cypress tree of the French. Because that area used to be used to belong to, back in the days when they had the feuds, and the lands was owned by very few, and the locals were mostly like working for them. And this is in Perajoryo village.
Okay.
And it's 500 years old tree, so it's like it's there, it just stands there, and you, even from the highway, you can see it. It's like it's a landmark. It's a monument.
It's a monument.
Yeah.
How big are we talking?
Maybe we need us together twice, like us together.
Really?
For the trunk. Yeah, it's
wow.
It's a quite has a presence.
Okay.
And it's between houses.
Yeah.
It's not like, the top of a hill by itself. It's like in the neighborhood. of that area.
Okay.
So my dad took me there
Mm.
years ago. He's like, oh, let's go see that tree.
Mm.
I don't know how old I was. So he has that interest in trees and in the nature and yeah. So I connected with him. It's like it's one thing we can like connect to without having to disagree about or discuss about anything.
The reverence for trees, the respect.
Yes. Yeah, the reverence.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those 3 elements are a really good foundation for a poem. It's really nice to have three elements to support you. That's what the least amount it takes to make a structure. So when you talk, I see like the secret of trees in general,
Okay,
the presence of the specific tree,
yes,
and the presence of your father.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these 3 elements to play with just in the beginning, is what I mean.
Yeah.
And they kind of create the doorway to go through. So we're going to start with like a very basic exercise where you're just going to write a paragraph. So you're going to let yourself freely write a paragraph exploring your emotions around these 3 topics and how they interrelate in a way. Is that clear enough, do you think?
So a paragraph about the relationship between the secrets of the trees,
Yes.
that specific tree,
Yes.
and my dad.
Yes. And the interesting thing, like sometimes we need a doorway, like sometimes we need a guide. And I was thinking like that tree is very much a guide. So if you connect with that tree, you can also ask it secrets or let's do it this way. I'll give you a little bit more structure in the beginning so that we're not so free. Let's write a letter to the tree. It's called an ode, and it's a specific type of poetry, and it begins with O. So you can say like O, and then you address the tree in whichever way you like. So you can say O, like cypress tree of the French, or you can say O, tree that amazes me, or whatever. And then you begin your honest, authentic letter to the tree. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Just take your time, and whenever you feel like you arrived somewhere, you let me know.
Write it in Greek.
Yes.
have something.
Okay. Would you like to read it to me?
It's just like stream of writing. Ο κυπαρίσι του Φράγκου ήρθα να σε δω. Έφερα λιβάνι και νερό που των κρυών των ποταμών και λαριστών των καλυδονιών. Ο κυπαρίσι του Φράγκου. Αγαπώ σε. Ένα αγάπη είναι το πράγμα. Νερό που των κρυών των ποταμών να πιείς να δροσιστείς. Εσύ φτάνει τσάμε που ούτε εγώ ούτε κανένας δεν έπιε ζωντανός. Νερό που των κρυών των ποταμών και λαριστών. Πόσους τρούφους τσιμίζεις στην πρασινάδα σου. Πόσους τρούφους τσιμίζεις στην πρασινάδα σου. Κανένας δεν ξέρει. Παναήρι, πριν φέξει, αρκεύκουν το καρκασαλίκιν το γλυκό. Ω κυπαρίσι θεόρατο. Τι ξέρεις, τι είδες, τι κρατάς ανάμεσα στους κρίκους του κορμού σου. Ο κόσμος που τσι πάνω τσι ψηλά, που τσι κάτω τσι βαθιά, δεν τέλος φαίνεται. Εσύ που είσαι βαθιά, σπηλιά, κλειστή, αμύθιτος τάφος βασιλικός που δεν μπορεί να συλληφθεί. Γιατί τα πλούτη σου δεν μετρούνται, ούτε πιάνονται. Εσύ πατέρα ακίνητε, απλήτε, απρόσωπε.
Τέλεια. Έχει ένα βάθος for sure. There's depth there and it's touching. I want to ask you a few things. Εκεί που λες είναι αγάπη αυτό το πράγμα, what does that mean to you? How do you explain that to me a bit? Your feelings around
I was wondering, it was like I felt like telling him like I love you. And I was like, what do you mean I love you? Like, I was like, I don't see it that often. But then there is there's this like yearning, like when I think about it, I feel like I want to hug it. So it's like questioning, what is this? What word is it? It was like as if like the word love, αγαπώσε, is not really. It's too human to use for this occasion. But I'm a human, so like I'm using it because that's where what's most familiar to me. But I'm aware that it's not the word. It's not even close.
Okay. What could the word be?
I think the word could be like what I say, I offer water for you from the cold river, the specific river in the mountains that's called the cold river. That's what I mean, I love you. Like this action is there, I love you.
I want to take care of you. Or I want to give you something.
Yeah, it's like I want to give you something.
Because you give me so much.
Because of who you are, how you stand. Yeah.
So I admire you.
Yes, there's admiration. There is like it's like you're in a crowd, and like someone stands out, and you're like, what's up with this person? What do they do? Like, what's the story? Why in this like 100 people there is something about this person? And for me, it sometimes happens that it's a very old person. It's like, wow, look at those eyes and those wrinkles. Yeah, it's like that.
So it's something specific about them that makes them stand out.
Yeah,
like
could be anything, but it could be just the glow in their eyes. Or the child in their face.
Okay.
That's what I feel about this, especially the old trees. That they're like they're talking, but they're without saying anything. It's like, yeah.
And that gives them a presence, like.
Yes, yeah, their presence.
I'm thinking of the word all a lot, like veils in a way.
Yeah.
Like this feeling of like humility and learning and
Yeah.
read me the last part of what you said up here. There was some the last few lines, let's say.
Εσύ είσαι βαθιά σπηλιά κλειστή.
That's right.
Αμύθιτος τάφος βασιλικός που δεν μπορεί να σε λυθεί. Γιατί τα πλούτη σου εμμετριούνται, εμπιάνονται. Εσύ πατέρα ακινείται, απλήτε, απρόσωπε. I'm not sure about the, ακινείται, απλήτε, απρόσωπε, but this is what came.
Tell me what does that mean? How does that relate?
I think there is like a connection is coming with my dad. How he's like, in a way, he's very still, very solid, and to the extent that it's like rock presence on the outside, and so maybe there's something about the trees don't talk, but they're there who they are, and my dad there are walls between as well, that the communication, we put walls in between us, so the communication, the language, the message of when you're sending the voice message, there's like obstructions in between.
Yes.
Now I'm here trying to decipher. I'm not deciphering, I'm like curious to listen. What is this? It's like some kind of hieroglyphics that the trees emit, and at the same time there is this like question marks around my dad and my relationship to him, that I'm called to accept. Maybe
what I am receiving or what I'm hearing when you're talking is this presence beyond language, and how language can create interference and static and maybe conflict or even this human level, like it's this human level interaction that takes away from that depth of presence that has maybe some deeper qualities.
Yeah.
That you maybe find with the tree and also with your father, because maybe communication isn't a very good way to connect with him. Like language isn't a very good way to connect with him.
Yes, there's something about this for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's write something else. Basically everything we write today, it's going to be a little bit, it's like we're trying to get further and further in, basically, into the depths of things, into the more vulnerable, more honest, and more clear in a way. Things will clear as we go on. So I was thinking maybe, if you feel comfortable about this, to also write an ode to your father. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yes. It's up to you how you want to take it. Now that you have this relationship with the tree, it can be in a very similar way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as easy, I think.
Of course it's not as easy.
But there's juice to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Take your time and go as deep as you feel. Kalimera.
maybe this is like some so far for now it's.
What was that process like?
It was a little bit messy. Messy in the sense of like, okay, I'm writing more like stream of thoughts, and a lot of things come that want to be written. Yeah.
Okay.
But then as I was just allowing it, it was less intention, less. Yeah, it was more like how to start it, what to say.
Yeah.
Because it goes like, you can read it.
Yes.
But
so also you write down up.
Yeah, that I noticed today. I started from the tree, and the tree I started from down up. And it felt like, okay, I want to start like that. And then with him, I started down up. And only when I turned the page, I was like normal from up and down.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a tree grows from down up also.
Yeah.
Things grow in general from down up.
Just wanted to start, And it's like training the mind, the eye when you read it to go up.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like it develops upwards rather than downwards, which is going towards a conclusion. But this one is more like it's growing into something.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. First time I noticed this happening.
Let's roll with that. Go for it.
So, παπά, τι να σου πω. Δεν ξέρω να μιλώ μπροστά σου. Τώρα στα 40, άρχισα να μαθαίνω στρατά. Δεν ξέρω να μιλώ, αλλά νιώθω και θωρώ. Έχεις τόσα πολλά να δώσεις που πονείς. Πάω ανάποδα, ποδά, πουτσί, πίσω στην πρώτη μου ζωή. Εφομούσε, απορούσα, εθίμωνα, έχωνα, έθαυκα, εκρυφκά, εκλεία. Παπά, τι να σου πω. Δεν ξέρω καλά να σου μιλώ. Καμπάνα. Παύση. Καμπάνα. Παύση. Θαυκιόν. Εφακά μου το ένα, κολλάμε το άλλο. Να κάνω babysitting σε όλη την οικογένεια. Εγώ δεν έχω ψυχή. Παπά, θωρώσαι. Είπες ότι άμα αρκέψεις να τα χάνεις, να μην στα αφήσουμε έτσι, να κατουράς πάνω σου, να μην καταλαβαίνεις να μου γίνεται, να σου βάλουμε κάτι να πεις, σου κάνει. Περήφανος. Ήσυχα περήφανος. Αθόρυβα. Κρατάς στην πλάτη σου το τάκ του 74. Τους στίχους που σοβάτισες. Τη ζώνη που μαστίγωσες. Τις πέτρες που έσυρες. Τα ψέματα που σου είπαν. Το κλάμα του στήθους που δεν αγκαλιάστηκε. Ποτέ βαθιά. Το εμβούρκαρος που σε κλώτσισε ο παπάς σου στο καροτσάκι όταν έκλαις. Και μέσα σε τούτα ούλα, στέκει και η παρισένια οι στετές σου, η πεζουνού, η πρώτη αγκαγιά. Ήταν πολλά σοφή, λαλείς μου.
Yeah, that's very good. It's very honest, and to the point you're not hiding behind language. That's amazing. You're not hiding behind the language, you are using it to be very direct. And it's very touching, the different angles that you approach him. There's a lot of compassion, but there's a lot of honesty also, like an authenticity about it. A calmness, a centeredness. Tell me at the end, There were some words I didn't understand. Τι σημαίνει, like in the middle, που έλεγες μες στη μέση στέκεται το κυπαρισένια, μετά από εκεί. This.
Και μέσα σε τούτα ούλα, που είναι ας πούμε το μαστιγωμάνι, οι πέτρες, τα τάγκς, το στήθος που εναγκαλιάστηκε βαθιά, στέκει και παρισένια η στετέσου γιαγιά σου. Η γιαγιά του είπε Ζουνού, που ήταν πάντα πολλά σοφή. Somehow something feels like is this tendency of me to make it light at the end. It's like you're just getting into the mud, and then it wants to say, yeah, but you had a hug.
Yeah.
And maybe it's too early. Maybe it's just, but it can continue, and there's something about death playing.
I mean, actually, like it's almost like the grandmother is another doorway. Μπαίνεις ακόμα πιο βαθιά εκεί.
Yeah.
Ανοίγει the ancestral line, ας πούμε.
Yes.
Η γιαγιά του ή η γιαγιά σου?
Η γιαγιά του.
Η γιαγιά του. So you're going very
it's like
far
great
back.
grandma,
Yes.
from his mom's side.
Do you know anything about her?
So yeah, she knew stories, and for some reason she was the one that brought him up, because his mom was busy helping other moms, helping another cousin who was she had some disability. It just, to me, it looks like he didn't have love from his mom. He didn't have much attention, and he was like a wild child, like a wild boy. He would take his bike and cycle to Ekaterina, and they could not tame him, so they did not like him so much. And he was the Vurkaros, like the barbarian.
The barbarian.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Couldn't be controlled. Couldn't be.
But there is something about his grandma that got the sweetness in him, got the stories, like she knew stories, and he told me the other day, I was asking him about it, researching about the family, and he's like, so she would stay with them, they're his family, and like her kids will visit her, and then when they will come, they will bring her food. And so when my dad was a kid, and he would go to see her, and she wouldn't eat a lot of their food, like so whenever my grandma, my mom, my dad's mom would cook lentils or boring legumes and stuff, he would go to his grandma, and his grandma always had something more naughty and more delicious and more tasty. So she treated him like, you know, like he just spoiled him in a way that he liked that. Maybe he was the oldest child, and things were more, I don't know, he was the older child, he was the only son. So with her, when he speaks about her, there is this respect, and there is this contentment compared to when he talks about his mom and dad, that he feels rejected. He feels not seen, not supported.
I see.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of it being the conclusion, I see what you mean, but instead of it being the conclusion of your poem, it is part of it though. This like I can't help thinking, it's like you're making an image of your father as a tree in a way, and like I'm seeing that one kufala, one hollow of the tree is the love that he had for his grandmother, and that there's a more fotini, there's more light in that part of him, that he kind of keeps it protected and contained, and then other parts are more rough or more like it's a three-dimensional like you're giving me an image of a three-dimensional person. He's very alive in your poem. Like he has his darkness and his wounds from the war, and then he also has these kinds of and this maybe this reserved exterior that you don't know kind of how to approach. That's how it comes to me through your poem.
Yeah, very precise.
Nice.
You're getting it.
Cool. So let's do a more poetic exercise. Let's try to let's play a bit with what you've created, because you've created a lot of beautiful stuff in both the poems. I was thinking to take sections out of both of the poems and combine them into one. And you're gonna do it 10 lines maximum. Okay, you don't have a page, but you don't have lines on your page.
But I can.
But yeah, imagine like each line, and it doesn't go all the way till the end, right? So you have about half to 3/4 of your length, and you're going 10 times down, and try to and you're just basically going to collage a little bit of one poem and a little bit of the other.
Okay.
Together.
Right.
Just see what happens. This part is a lot more playful.
Yes.
Let your subconscious take over. And pick things that have an emotional reaction rather than letting it make sense in a way.
Alright. I like the sound of it.
Nice.
And playing with it.
Yes.
And
Collaging, yeah. The selection process is very instinctive, I like to find it, like things that stand out in both poems in a way. Moments that stand out. And if you find the 10-line thing super restrictive, we can talk about it.
Okay.
But it's nice to have a little structure, yeah, for sure. Limitations are always good. Hello, I took you for a walk. What else do you want? I have to go do something else. Go on. And now you get to see like what order things belong in. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have lines.
Nice.
I'll just write it to make it, to organize it
Okay.
and see more how it. maybe it's like 10 lines, I don't know, I took some out.
Okay, it's no problem if it's less.
So, right. Παπά, τι να σου πω, δεν ξέρω να μιλώ μπροστά σου. Ήρθα, έφερα λιβάνι και νερό από τον κρυόντον ποταμό. Πάμε στο κυπαρίσι το παλιό, στο πέρα των χορκών. Περήφανος, αθόρυβα περήφανος, κρατάς το τιμόνι του τάγκς το 1974. Τη ζώνη που μας τιμονές, το κλάμα στήθους αφιλήτου. Πάω πισινή, ποτσί ποδά, ποδά ποτσί. Το αίμα νερό δεν γίνεται. Έφερα όμως νερό από τον κρυόν τον ποταμό. Και στεδέ σου, που αγάπασε πολλά, στέκει, νύφκησε και σταυρώνησε. Καλόν ταξίδι, γε μου.
Right. It's taking a different, going to a different place now. Tell me a bit about this process for you.
I don't know, it makes me emotional. Something is dying, for sure. It's like, I think I've been working on this unconsciously, and there's something that is coming to closure, and it's quite a major milestone, and it's quite. It's like she comes and she basically we killed the guy before dying. But I know it's a death. It's a death. It's not. So it's it gives me some peace, this ending, because she goes and she washes his face and she crosses him, which some way is like it's something you could do when you send off the child to go to school. But she says have a good trip. So
she blesses him.
Yeah. It's like it's beyond me. It's not about me anymore.
Yeah, I see that. Like in the beginning you exist, and then somehow like the history takes over. The history, and then the depth of the family, and maybe death, and these kinds of forces take over. After the war comes into the poem, it goes elsewhere, away from you. It's like you're trying to understand how to address your father, but within him these enormous concepts that you don't know how to respond to.
And there is this death about like what if there's no time for amends and there's no time to do anything, to change things.
Yes.
And this is like an underground fear of like an underground struggle, like where should I make an effort and change things, and then no, and then I should, or And there's this like acceptance here that watering. Like water is like the ultimate source of life and love.
Yeah. Very unconditional.
Yes, and free and
yes. And what you say is like, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to speak in front of you, but I brought you like Livanian water. It's like I brought you something beyond language.
Yeah.
My care, my presence, my...
Yes.
Okay. I think we can pause here.
Yes.
And put a close there. I think that was very strong.
I have no idea what was gonna happen or where it was gonna take us. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like the grammar popping up.
Yeah.
Was not.
You know, they have a way of doing that, grandmothers.
Yes.
They're like, oh, I'm also here. I've always been here. I'm taking care of you, and they come up in the poems. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They have this like magic wand of like appearing and disappearing.
Yeah.
And playing with like the seen and the unseen.
Yeah,
and the spoken and the unspoken.
Yeah, they do have that. Perhaps because they lived a lot also in their internal worlds. There wasn't so much space for them to be outwards and presented, so they were a lot in the unseen.
Could be. I'll definitely rewrite it and send you like how it looks like, how many.
I would condense further, more than you think is acceptable, like cut away lots of things, leave the essence, and then go back to your takimena, the lots of things that you wrote, and see if you can bring new material in.
Okay.
That is relevant now. And then again, it's like this process of bringing in and cutting away until you feel like the essence is there and solid and concrete.
Okay. Sounds good. Good. Oh,
exciting!
It was a journey.
Yes, it was. Please
Thank you.
Please send me whatever you.
Thank you for all the guidance, and like I see how you're like trusting your intuition and feeling what's happening and like giving me like the prompt or the direction to take it and holding the space.
Yeah,
it was really, really, really nicely navigated.
Nice, thank you. I feel very comfortable and very blessed to be able to sit here and listen to the inside thoughts of someone, the very intimate inside thoughts of someone, and then like to find the essence of what they want to say, and maybe some places that we are afraid to go alone or afraid to go without holding, and then just be like, oh, what happens if we go there and we go there, and then it usually takes very little interference from me for somebody to go there where they need to go. They go there on their own.
I like what you said about, maybe you're too afraid to go on your own, or you don't want to go on your own. I like that. There's something about that. Because often it's like things to do with childhood. And as children, I see with my daughter, no, come with me.
Yeah.
Like, come and see this. And sometimes it's not about, like, it's very dark or it's very scary. It's like you want to be witnessed. And you want to share that. But it's like too wide and too like too vast to do it
alone.
In the vastness of life. In the vastness of the complexity. That like what we've done now together, like for me, it's like a new experience. It's very. It's like I'm next to you. You don't even have to hold hands, like I'm next to you, let's go there. You wanted to know what's in there, let's go, okay. You take me there.
Yeah. We need that with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why these things are super cool. Have somebody to be next to you, to be with you. We all need that in a way. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
No.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm happy for him and my dad and my grandma, because they were like part of this, and, and
they
it's
were.
like working for us all.
Yeah, for sure. That is a thing. Yeah, working on the unspoken karma of the family. That is totally a thing. Yeah.
It's not poetry for poetry. It's not, you know, like. But expressing myself, it's that ends so much more that.
Yeah.
Just there to be heard.
That's what language does. It like kind of organizes things. It makes the unseen seen and tangible, and something that you can process. Yeah. It's super useful to use it in a conscious way for that purpose. To go and disentangle things and go and create things and go and understand things.
How was it for you? Like being here and witnessing.
I really like being in my own house. That was very delicate. That was very intimate in a way. It was a bit like, I'm starting to get used to the idea that I can relax and let it naturally occur. And I don't need to be like, okay, like super active or like a lot in control, because it's not really about me. And when I can relax in that and know that it's happening naturally, then I have a lot more energy also. And I can be more allowing of things to occur. So I'm trying to go there at the moment, and that's working really well.
You are.
Yeah.
Well, there.
Yeah, I'm trying to relax into it, and I think that it's working, and I'm excited about that. Yeah.
And it's in giving you what you need to know about this. How is it to be in this space? Hold this space.
Yeah, how is it to naturally be in this space, like to be a human with another human and go through a process together, and not have to be a teacher and a student and be like, okay, I have to prove that what I'm saying has some sort of value. Trying to get away from that, and that's working. So I'm getting a lot of opportunities these days to be in this space, so that's helping me to relax a lot.